Okay, welcome to a new episode of Off the Bench with RGT. Today I have got a very special guest, a dear friend of mine, Ashok Rana. He's had a crazy body transformation in the last 2-3 months. The guy used to love eating biryani for 3 meals in a day, every day. He was at 83 kilos a couple of months back, but he's transformed his body dramatically. And he's now at 60 odd kilos. So that's a crazy transformation, right, in 2-3 months. So firstly, Ashok, how do you feel to be on the podcast today?
Yeah, hi Ronak. Yeah, it feels amazing. I've been seeing your podcast and yeah, they have been really nice. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Great. First question, let's discuss. What motivated you to go about this transformation? Like I said earlier, you were at 80 odd kilos, but to lose 20-25 kilos in 2-3 months is not a joke. So what kind of inspired you to start this transformation journey?
Yeah, so I have never been this fat. I was a fit kid, and I used to play all the sports. I used to play badminton, football, and cricket. But when I was overweight, it was really difficult for me to play all kind of sports, and it was kind of hampering my day-to-day life. I was losing my confidence, and yeah, that kind of hit me I want to be the best version of myself. So I pushed myself, and yeah, here I am. I've lost 20 kgs, roughly 20 kgs. Yeah.
So Ashok, moving on, talk to me about the changes you made in your diet, because everyone kind of says that when someone is going through a body transformation or wanting to put on muscle, for example, or just lose fat, 70% of the job is actually done in the kitchen, 30% is made in the gym or while playing sport, right? So what changes did you make in your diet?
Yeah, so Ronak, this journey of mine has been it's been like for 7-8 months, but it starts way back because I used to go for badminton and all to burn fat, but that was not working for me. So I made my mind and I made some little changes. I've quit sugar for 7-8 months. I've not had any sugar in that period, and I have reduced my diet calorie intakes. I've been taking 2000 calories. My daily requirement calories are 2400 calories. So yeah, that made a little push. And also I have started doing calisthenics exercises at my house, plus I've started walking for 5 kilometers per daily. So yeah, that contributed to this fat loss journey.
So tell me something. I mean, you used to love eating a lot of food, right? Like in terms of eating junk, you would eat fast food very often as well. So when you had to quit all of that and have a very balanced diet and cut your calories, how tough was it?
Yeah, so Ronak, it was like a hell at beginning, because
Yeah.
I've been eating fast food for my weekends. I've been eating
Yeah.
biryanis. I've been always eating biryanis in front of you guys. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll tell you a story. Okay, so this is after I did my transformation. So I was
Yeah.
in my lunch period. In my break, I was outside and I was eating a fruit chaat. The place where I was eating, and the opposite of it there was a chole kulcha store. Okay, so
Yeah.
I saw on that fruit chaat store there was only me, and that chole kulcha store was having 10-20 people out there, and they were
Yeah.
eating it. So at that day I remembered why I started. Being fit is not an option; it's a necessity, and
Yes.
we all have to be in our ideal weight range so that we can live longer, and we can live fitter. Because when I was fat, when I wake up every day at that time, I used to feel bloated, I used to feel lethargic, I used to feel very lazy. But now I am very
Correct.
energetic, and yeah, I can see my performance going up, in my professionally
Great.
and personally as well. So yes. that
Great,
motivated me.
great, Ashok. Great to know that. Great, Ashok. It's been very, very inspiring to know your story so far. But let's talk about the other 30%. The other 30% is effectively exercising and working out, right? So I've always known you as the most motivated sports person, right? You've always wanted to go out and play sport every day, twice a day if needed. And you've done that as well, right? But this transformation obviously requires something more. So what I'm trying to get at is what type of changes did you make in your exercise routine?
Yeah, so Ronak, yeah, as you said, I like sports. I like playing sports. I can play twice, thrice a day, and I can play different sports today. Uh, but few things I understood in a way is like being like going all out is not the good choice if you want to lose weight in a long
Correct.
run. Yeah, so
Correct.
I made these small adjustment like I for instance I just added 1 hour routine of calisthenics in the morning where I used to do push pull and leg for like week twice a week, and then I started walking for 5 kilometers because walking is way like way better than running for fat loss because when we walk uh, it like loses fat very like lightly and it doesn't like you don't feel like I can't do it tomorrow, but walking is very natural na? You can go out. I used to come home from office by walking only, so
Okay.
that made uh, like little changes in my life, so
Got it.
yes.
So Ashok, you said push, pull, legs, calisthenics, right? What
Yes.
type of exercises do you do or would you do?
So I would divide it in like two parts. So in push, I used to do first of all I used to stretch and then I used to start with push-ups, then
Yeah.
for 3-4 sets, and after that I used to do like crunches, and after that I used to do pile push-ups. Okay, for the shoulder.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. And then I used to do a little bit of dumbbell for my like chest. So yes, that was a push
Got it.
day. And on my pull day I used to like firstly I used to go for pull up bar, है ना?
Yeah.
And there I used to do uh, I would say pull ups for 3-4 sets.
So you got a pull-up bar made in your house as well?
Yes, I've got it from Amazon and I can
Okay.
like place it in the door, and
Nice.
there I can do pull-ups. So I used to hang a lot for uh, like 4-5 sets of 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I
Yeah.
used to do like this. First of all, I had to develop the shoulder strength, and
Yeah.
then I used to do pull-ups, and then I used to do another version of pull-ups which is called an American pull-ups, where you
Yeah.
like you can basically you're doing a push-up but on a pull-up bar. You're pulling yourself like in the
Got
chest.
it.
So yeah, that contributed in my like journey. And
Ashok,
for
just
the
one
legs,
more. Yes. Sorry.
yeah,
Go on.
yeah,
Go on.
yeah.
Go on.
And
go
for
on.
the legs, I used to do like sit-ups, and there are many exercises for legs. So yeah, I used to go for cycling.
Got
That's
it.
how I managed to.
Got it.
Yes.
Ashok, very interesting point you made. Most people, prefer running over walking because
Yes.
they find walking very boring and all of that.
Yes.
Very interesting that you say walking is better, and you've kind of been through the journey, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
why do you say walking is better than running?
So, let me tell you something. It's like when you run now, you get sweaty. It feels nice, but it is some kind of like for me. I didn't get that much of motivation for running.
Sure.
Because it was way tougher for me because I was already overweight, and it could like if you are already overweight and you start running and you
Yeah.
try to start running like daily and you try to run daily,
Yeah.
it can affect your knees
Yeah.
also, knees as well, because you're already overweight. So
True.
so for that risk I like did a little research, and I was like I came to know about this like walking is better than running. So I implemented
Got it.
running walking in my routine, and
Yeah.
you can see the change now. I'm not saying it like I've experienced it, so
Yeah.
I have the right to say.
Exactly. Okay, Ashok, great to know about changes in your nutrition and fitness. But what I remember of you is you used to like going out a lot with your friends, going for meals, eating at very vague hours of the day and night. So I'm sure you had to change your lifestyle as well, right? You had to make a lot of sacrifices because otherwise, this sort of transformation in such a short period of time is not possible. So, what type of changes did you actually make in your lifestyle?
As you rightly said, like 70% of it was a diet, and
Yeah,
I made a strict change in my diet. I opted to eat twice a day. Plus, I have limited my carbs intake. I increased my protein intake.
yeah,
I've gave up on sugar totally, and
yeah.
I've been not consuming chips and outside junk food for like 7-8 months. So yeah, these kind of smaller changes, yeah, it hurts because I was a really big foodie. I used to love biryani.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
used to, yeah. So let me tell you how I became fat first. Because
yeah,
when I started living outside, like away from my
yeah,
house, every weekend I used to
yeah,
get like 20-30 packets of chips, and I used to order
yeah,
biryani for my weekends. That's how I became
yeah,
fat. So yeah,
yeah.
I remembered that, and I like made these kind of little changes. And I would say
Yeah.
I have heard this somewhere in Ayurveda. They say like the person who eats thrice a day is a rogi, and the person who eats twice a day is a bhogi, and the person who eat like once a day is a yogi. So I kind of
Okay.
implemented that thing in my diet, and that's
Yeah.
how I like I managed to lose
Got it.
this much of weight loss in like
Got it.
the
So
short span of time.
those two meals that you would eat in a day, one or two meals,
Yeah,
would
yeah.
those kind of be proper heavy meals so that at least it gives you the energy for the rest of the day?
I would say those meals would not increase my calorie intake uh,
Okay.
for like than 2000 calories. I will divide them in like 1000 calories for
Okay.
both.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Got it. Makes sense. Great, Ashok. Again, very, very inspiring to know that how you can cut off from your lifestyle that has been very normal to you for months and years, and suddenly, bring this
Yes.
drastic transformation over the last 2 months. So, kudos to you on that. Just last question to you, Ashok. There are many people, who are wanting to make transformations to their body in different sorts, and it's not easy. It's really, really not easy, right? We all know that. People who've gone through a fitness journey will know how tough it is. So, what type of advice would you give to budding people who are wanting this sort of a transformation?
Yeah, so first thing I would say, if you lose, like if you come into your normal weight range, you'll look way younger. You'll have a lot of confidence, and you can play any
Yeah,
sport you want, and there will be no
yeah,
limit for your physical ability. I remember
yeah,
this, like I live by this quote: you have to be the best version of yourself daily. So be the best version of
correct.
yourself, lose that goddamn weight, do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but there is one little advice, health advice I would like to say. Sometimes people misinterpret losing weight with not eating. Like not
correct,
eating is not the
correct.
solution, because then you will get into calorie deficit. Like
Yeah,
there will be many like health issues you're going to get if you do that.
correct.
Just calculate your daily calorie intake, how much calorie you need on your daily basis, and then like start with a little calorie deficit. Then yeah,
Yeah.
with time you'll see the results, and yeah, you'll get even more motivated for that.
Got it. And I guess, Ashok, the way I'm looking at it, I feel the biggest battle when you are wanting to go on this sort of a journey is actually mental, right? You need to
Yes.
convince yourself mentally.
Yes.
If you convince yourself mentally, I feel you won half the battle.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that, because when I was fat, every time I used to look in the mirror, I was like shocked, like how what have I
Yeah.
become, and
Yeah.
I remember one thing, like every time throughout the journey I kept on reminding myself like this is going to be better, this is going to be better, this is going to be better every
Yeah.
time. So the thing is, when you are in calorie deficit, you are hungry all the time. Yeah, and that
Correct.
kind of kind of became habitual to me after like 3-4 weeks. So it was then became more easier for me. If you, and I've also seen like 5 kgs of my water weight going down in those that period, and I was very motivated by that. Like if I can lose 4-5 kgs, but at that time I didn't knew it was a water weight, but now I knew
Correct.
it. So yeah,
Correct.
that
Correct. Great Ashok. Pleasure to have you on the show today. It's been an absolute inspiration, and I hope this sort of a story inspires a lot of people. But while they kind of go on this journey, they should remember that very important point Ashok made is that wanting to lose weight doesn't mean stop eating. You need to eat, but you need to eat well, basically, and eat in limit, effectively, right? Great. Pleasure to have you, Ashok. Any closing comments? Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, Ronak. Yeah, it's been always, you're also one of inspiration for me for going on this weight loss journey. I would like to say everyone, just be the best version of yourself and lose that goddamn weight. Yeah, thank you for inviting me in the show. I liked it.
Great. Pleasure to have you. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ashok.
Ronak.
Bye.
Bye.